week since I last worked on this thing. I had to order a bunch of parts. I have a ton of sensors that need to be different. K21s all over the place, a couple other like loose bits and whatnot. That stuff's over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get cracking on hooking up more sensors and stuff. And then we're gonna go over to making throttle body adapters and get that on here. And then get an alternator on, like do all this stuff. Like I am still very much in the midst of trying to figure out what I do and don't have. And this harness did not come with any kind of actual instructions. At some point today, I'm going to try and find a wiring diagram for all this bullshit. It'll be a lot of fun. I have a long ways to go to make this like fire up on this stand. I'll be making the exhaust with the cat and the O2 bungs on here. I've got all that in boxes over there. So I've got a full day ahead of me. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the VTEC solenoids here, actually. It is too late to return this. Rock Auto, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just gonna swap out the solenoids on the housing here rather than deal with this oil pressure sensor that doesn't belong with these. This is for a Honda K24 on an Element, I do believe, or something else. So there's that because I got it for TSX specifically, so there must have been, I haven't found it yet, but obviously there must be some kind of difference there between model years and whatnot. Got some other sensors, so we're gonna go for it. We're gonna keep chugging away, trying to get this thing all plugged in and all squared away to try and fire it up, or at least get the Haltech fire up on the battery and see what's going on. Looks like I'm gonna have a couple of extra connections that I don't really need. Vehicle speed sensor, not gonna be a thing. RVSL, not gonna be a thing. It's the reverse light, I think. I definitely don't have this O2 temp sensor that I think originally sat on the housing in here. That's not a problem. They do come with some extra wires, and then the knock sensor just hasn't shown up. They're different between the K20 and the K24. That's on order still. I do have my intake air temp sensor plugged in, idle air control, TPS, neither of which matter to me since I am going with the Bosch throttle body and need to do the wiring for that. The next thing to do would be to make the throttle body adapters right now. I'm gonna do that, and I'll probably put in the stock injectors into this K-tuned rail and build the AN lines on the throttle body adapters. So this time lapse takes place over a few weekends of me working on the K block. Right now I'm working on the throttle body adapter for the Bosch throttle body to the K Miata manifold. I didn't want to use their adapter. I ended up coupling together a pair of adapters with a silicone coupler so that the Bosch throttle body wouldn't get trashed by all the vibration from the motor if I do end up staying with this K Miata manifold for the season. At this point, I'm fabbing up the downpipe and the catalytic converter and the headers for just getting it running on the stand, getting an O2 bung in there. Since I will be running a cat on the streets, I didn't see a point of not prefabbing for that. Now we're assembling the fuel system, a pair of fuel filters from Amazon, and an eBay fuel pump. Worked out really well. It's not like I need a 355 on the stand to do anything, even with E85 if I was running it on the stand. At this point, I'm literally slowly just getting both harnesses working together and getting it to communicate with the Haltech, building injector adapter harnesses as well. And this takes some time. It was my first time doing it. I had to go back and forth between a ton of Haltech diagrams. I had to use a voltmeter to do some continuity testing between all the sensors, because at one point I had to hunt down why it was my coils weren't firing, and I figured that out towards the end. Right about now, I start working on the CWA 400 water pump. Since I will be going electric water pump for the system, the idea is to have as little parasitic drain on the motor for all the horsepower that I can possibly gain. I will make separate videos that actually catalogs what I did, and I will provide some diagrams on how I got it all running together. But it ended up working a lot better than I thought it would, since you can set up the tables to run the water pump based on RPM and temperatures and whatnot. All right, so after quite a few weekends of dicking around with these two harnesses, the Haltech, the throttle body, that the original one I ordered was bad, so I got another one, and everything works now, and figured out why I don't have spark. This eBay harness, I mean, I really shouldn't expect much, but a little on the janky side. It terminates I'm using two eBay harnesses, okay? I have a swap harness and just a tucked K20, K24 harness. And the 12 volt switched for the coils, which is right here, this white wire, it terminates to the pink wire on the C101 plug on this other standalone harness that I got with all these relays and crap, to what was originally supposed to be a tack output or something? Or a fan relay? I think, what is this supposed to be? Pink, fan control. That's supposed to be fan control, but that white wire on the C101 and this actual engine harness is the switched 12 volt signal that I need for the coils. So, without further ado, yes, I will have this all in a write-up if you plan to go the janky ass way like I did and just buy eBay harnesses. You would have to stick to these. But it was some back and forth on trying to figure out what was and wasn't working here. So, let's fire her up. Let's hope it fires up. My little key. Oh! She's running. Oh, we got it. It's running. And it's very smoky in my room right now. The fan's working to get it out of here, but it's not really venting very well with just one open door over here. I might have to go open the other door. Done. Well, done for this phase. I've got this taken care of. The fact that I know this motor runs, even though it's got absolute shit compression numbers across the board. That's the big thing. That was the really big thing. I need to be able to figure out that I can just get this thrown together and get it out there. At this point, it's now sourcing an RX-8 trans, and everything from there is pretty much, I can only dick about with when it's in the car. Minus the ITBs and the dry sump that I still have to create. Dry sump will probably be next on the list. I will be making that from scratch. It doesn't look too hard. You just gotta know what to do with the oil pan. Plenty of dry sump pumps on sale on eBay. Yeah, I know, that sounds awful. I should get a new one. But I don't want to pay $5,500 for a full-blown setup and piece together. I know, but like, I'm already bleeding money between this and other things in my life, so, you know, that's how it goes. It's just how it goes. I'm gonna get this as done as I can, as much the right way as I can. You know, at least I got a new water. We're doing that. This motor's gonna get overhauled now because it needs a valve job really bad, and I'm gonna need timing chains, and I'll get the kit. I'll get stuff from 4P for that, for longevity. We will figure out whether I stick with this for a season, or if I can get the ITB thing in my head rolling. I have a set of Ford ITBs over there that I need to CAD some stuff around and hopefully print out a 3D printed manifold to mount them up to and all that stuff. So that means endless nights in CAD, and borrowing a friend's 3D printer and getting a nozzle that'll do carbon fiber stuff, or maybe just buying a fucking printer. I don't know, but having to buy this again has set me back. It's gonna set me back a couple of $1,000s that I could have thrown at a printer, but such is life, so whatever. All right, stay tuned for more.